This is Maria and welcome to my channel. For my first video, I'm going to be doing a makeup tutorial for this soft and cute look. I've been battling with skin dryness this past few days due to extremely hot weather. So it's very important to moisturize and hydrate your skin before everything else. Here, I'll be using this tinted sun cream as a primer. This is how I apply it for a more even distribution of the product. One thing I really like about this sunscreen is that it's whitening but not making my face look ashy. It just gives off that natural whitening effect, as you can see here. My first step is actually concealing. The reason is because I feel like it results to a more even and natural looking base and not making it look cakey. I also prefer applying it with my fingers so that I can use the full potential or coverage of the product, because I observed that everything I use to apply just reduces its coverage by absorbing the product, even with the brush, the puff, or even a beauty blender. Here I am applying it on the corners of my nose to cover some of the redness. I learned a tip from Xiaohong Shu, and it said that you should rub your moisturizer onto your dry areas whenever you do your skincare. I tried it and it actually worked. After a few days, I noticed the sides of my nose becoming more smoother and it reduced the appearance of my blackheads. So maybe you should try it too. After applying concealer, I use a finger puff to press onto my face to blend the product more, to prevent creasing. As we can see here, I don't do swiping movement because doing so will just ruin the coverage we had built. Only tapping motions. Now we go to the foundation. I use this cushion foundation from Glow 21 and I must say that it's very pale on me, and that's why I need more control over the amount of the product I'll use. As you can see, I use only light pressure to dab it onto my face to achieve a more thin and natural looking surface. Don't forget to dab the excess onto your neck. This is to achieve a more coherent skin tone. Then I'll use a different puff to further blend the product in by using dabbing motions. And that's how I do my flawless base. Now onto the contouring. I use this liquid contour from DC and just directly apply it to my face. These are the areas where I usually apply contour, very minimal just to bring back some shadows. Then I use this beauty blender I have to blend it all out for it. I don't really do heavy contouring because it doesn't suit my face, but if you prefer to do it, then it's fine. Now here is something I'd never skip. I like to take my setting spray and spray it on a puff and press it lightly onto my skin. This is so that my base will stay intact and smudge proof all throughout the day. Next is blush. I'm using a white base shade as a base for my blush because I like to layer products. I also use my fingers here to apply it so that the pigment will be as whole. I'm applying it carefully, keeping my blush placement in mind and blending it till it doesn't look as messy. I also apply some at the tip of my nose only for the coherence. Now I'm using another shade that is more darker than the other one. I use the same applied technique but just focusing at the center of the previous blush placement that we did. This is to add depth, and I would also extend it towards my temple and eyelids. Here I'm just blending to get rid of the harsh edges. Now that I'm done with all the liquid products, I'll be mattifying my face with this BB powder from Pond's. I'm using a bigger brush for this and apply it with tapping motions. I also tap the excess powder from my brush before applying it on to prevent cakiness. Here, as you can see, I use swiping motion to remove excess powder from my face. Next is nose contour. I don't usually overdo my nose, I just faintly contour it, because too much on me looks totally messy. Here, I'm making C-shaped strokes and connecting it with the nose bridge. Then, I'd use a light beige shade to highlight the bridge, tip, and the inner corners of my eyes. I'd also apply some on the sides of my nose. At the same time, I'll take my eyebrow brush and lightly shadow my brows before I use eyebrow pencils. This is a tip I learned again, and it makes my eyebrow makeup stay longer. I rarely use compact mirror when it comes to doing my brows because I realized it makes me lose control of how the pigment is looking in the further distance. Next is eyeshadows. Here I'm using a light peach shade as my base and applying it all throughout my eyelids and under eyes, or Aegyosal. Then we're going on to the Aegyosal makeup. Here I'm making the shadow above the Aegyosal with a medium brown shade. Then use a much lighter shade to highlight. Now to further emphasize it, I'm drawing on the shadow below the Aegyosal with the same brown shade we used earlier. Now I'm going to take a darker brown shade and using a thin angled brush to draw my eyeliner. I like to gently wipe the tail of my eyeliner so that it creates a soft yet sharp and effortlessly looking line. Next is shimmers, and I chose a light pink shade from the same palette and top it off with a more chunkier pieces of shimmer. I also applied some on my Aegyosal and my inner corners. Then it's time to curl your lashes. I curl mine by 3 sections, the inner, middle, and then the outer one. Next is blush. I used this light pink shade from this eyeshadow palette to finish off my blush placement. This is to make sure that it will stay longer. Then I'll highlight the area below my Aegyosal with the lightest shade from the contouring palette. I'd also apply some on my smile lines. And now, we go on to the lip makeup. Here I used Vaseline to moisturize my lips. I left it for a few minutes and used a cloth to remove the dead skin cells and introduce a smooth and moisturized lips. Then I'll use this lip mousse set from Cloud Beauty to make the perfect blurred and gradient looking lips. I'm going to apply the lip liner first and blur out the edges. Then I'll use Everbellen's Pillow Pop Blush as a lip tint. This is a multi-use product, so you can use it to your cheeks, lip, and eyelids. Then I'll top it off with the lip shadow. Finally, I'm going to use a lighter shade of lip gloss and apply it on my bottom lip and at the center of my upper lip. Then I'll use a more darker shade to make the gradient. I'll apply it on the inner corners only and at the cupid's bow. Finish it off with some setting spray and fan it out. Then I'll do the same thing we did after our base makeup to seal it in place. And most finally, mascara. I usually apply mascara last because this mascara isn't anything proof and I don't want to have panda eyes after setting spray. And that's it. We're finally done. Let's do the hair and finish all of this at once.
너 조금 이상해졌어 자꾸만 시도 때도 없이 시무룩하고 고민이 생겼니 초등학교 영어 수업 시간에 배웠었던 현재 진행형 같아 하루에 10번 내 맘이 움직여 이상하고 아름다운 느낌이 좋아 걱정되고 보고 싶은 이런 기분은 현재 진행형 사실은 나도 뭐가 뭔지 잘 모르겠어 어쩌다 우리 여기까지 알 수 없는 plus ing LOV를 붙여보면 사랑인 것.
Thank you for watching and I hope you enjoyed this video. See you in the next one. Bye!